Welcome to the ABCs of teaching LEPs. Hi, I'm Terry Edelman, ESL teacher at Northern High School. At Northern, we have students who speak Yoruba, Thai, Vietnamese, Arabic, French, and predominantly, as you know, we have Spanish-speaking students. These students have the difficult task of trying to complete their high school courses in an unfamiliar language. How do we level the playing field for them? How do we grade fairly? How do we handle the task of teaching? The objectives of this webinar are to learn how to read and interpret a student's LEP plan and learn 7 key strategies and implement 2 of them into your classroom. Step 1, you receive your student's LEP plan. Please get it out of your materials folder. We'll read 9th through 12th LEP plan for 2015-16. Look at the boxes. The first box is going to indicate whether or not the student has an IEP, whether or not the student's a newcomer, or any other important information that you'll need to know. If a student's been in the United States for a while, that box may be blank. Look down at the next table below, where it says domain and proficiency level. There are 4 domains of language acquisition. They're listening, speaking, reading, writing. The proficiency levels are listed numerically beneath that. The levels for LEP for learning a language are from 1 to 6, with 1 being an entering level or a beginner. So you'll look across and you will see the scores for the particular student who's in your classroom. Once a student has reached a level 4 or above, they should be able to do most of your classroom assignments in English without many modifications. Look at the sample LEP plan for Sammy's student. Sammy has a proficiency level of 1.9 in listening. That means his ability to hear and understand spoken English. Now, take out your WIDA Can-Do Descriptors worksheet. This will tell you what you can expect this student to be able to do in your classroom. Look at the left-hand side of the Can-Do Descriptors. At a listening level of 1.9, Sammy should be able to group visuals based on oral directions, match oral information to pictures of diagrams, point to basic items with items that are named orally, and sequence things with the oral directions. Sammy's speaking proficiency is a 1.8. At that level, you move down to the second row and see that his speaking, he'd be able to answer yes/no questions within the context of your lesson. He'd be able to provide identifying information about himself, name everyday objects and pre-taught vocabulary, repeat words, short phrases, and chunks of language, and begin to describe people and objects. Sammy's reading proficiency is a 2.3. You'll see on the other side of your handout that Sammy should be able to match data or classify or organize information that's presented in graphics or visuals. I'll let you go ahead and just read through the rest of things that Sammy can do at a reading level of 2.3. At a writing level of 1.9, he should be able to label diagrams using a word bank, provide personal information on a form that's read orally, supply missing words in a short sentence, begin to formulate yes/no choice and WH questions from models, and correspond for social purposes. These can-do descriptors can actually help you design assessments that are appropriate for your student's level of English proficiency and level the playing field for grading. You'll notice right beneath that comprehensive, supportive, and transitional boxes. Comprehensive means that the student is enrolled in an ESL class. Supportive means that the student The ESL teachers are checking in with the students, checking on their progress reports, but not actively enrolling them in an ESL class. And transitional means students who are ready to exit the ESL program. The only reason that we would have contact with those students are if you came to us and said you were having a problem in the classroom. Beneath that, you'll notice the state testing accommodation modifications and the local test modifications. Under that, there's a whole list of instructional modifications which could assist the student. On the LEP plans, there will be check marks by those things that the ESL teacher thinks would be something that would be beneficial for you when working with this student in the classroom. You can use any or all of these. You can come up with your own as you get to know this student and see something that may be helpful. In conclusion, the LEP plan should be used with the can-do descriptors to understand what you can expect from the student at their current English proficiency level. If you have any questions about reading the can-do descriptors or formulating a plan once you look at your students' LEP scores, please email me. I'd be happy to come by anytime to help you figure out what kind of assessments or modifications that you need to do to a lesson plan to help that student be part of the class at their current level of proficiency. Let's move on to applying strategies in your classroom. First thing I think is to just set the tone of how does it feel to have to walk into a content classroom when you do not know the language at all. Watch the video clip of a class in Arabic for beginners. Notice that the things that the teacher does to make the content comprehensible to the students. There's a graphic organizer or a video viewing guide that is in your materials folder that you can follow along and write down strategies that you notice the teacher doing to make the content comprehensible for the students.
موضوع عند الطبيب. عندما تكون تعبان أو تشعر بألم في بطنك، تشعر بصداع، أين تذهب؟
أذهب إلى الطبيب.
نعم، نذهب إلى الطبيب. تذهب إلى الطبيب. متى تذهب إلى الطبيب؟ عندما تشعر بألم. ألم 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 نعم، عندما تشعر بألم. وماذا تقول للطبيب؟ عندما تذهب للطبيب ماذا تقول له؟ يا دكتور، يا طبيب، أشعر بألم في بطني. ألم في بطني. أشعر بألم في رأسي. طبيب. هذا طبيب. تمام. مريض. وما معنى ممرض؟ ممرضة. ماذا ترون في هذه الصورة؟ تكلموا باللغة العربية. من الذي ينام هنا؟
مريض.
مريض. ومن التي تقف هنا؟
ممرضة.
ممرضة. ممرضة. ممرضة. ماذا يفعل المريض؟ ماذا يشعر؟ كيف يشعر؟
تعبان.
المريض تعبان، يشعر بألم في بطنه. يشعر بألم في بطنه. عندنا جمل. اوكي. كل كارت فيه جملة. ترتيب. هتعرفون ترتيب؟ جملة.
أذهب إلى الطبيب إذا شعرت بألم.
تمام. أذهب إلى الطبيب إذا شعرت بالألم. الجملة الثانية. الجملة الثالثة.
الطبيب نصحني ثلاثة يوم اليوم استريح في البيت.
هل في مشكلة هنا؟ مشكلة صغيرة.
أيام ثلاثة.
ما رأيكم؟ ما رأيكم؟ نصحني أستريح في البيت 3 أيام. الآن عندنا قصة. عندنا قصة مريض، ولد صغير أسرع به. الفادر أسرع به إلى الطبيب. نعم. بدون غطاء. كفر. ماذا حدث في هذه القصة؟ أول شيء، أول كارت.
ناول المساء السمك مع
اللبن. تناولت في المساء السمك مع اللبن. اللبن. تناولت في المساء السمك مع اللبن. هنا سمك مع اللبن. اللبن حليب. اللبن هو حليب. تناولت في المساء السمك مع اللبن. ماذا حدث بعد ذلك؟
بعد العشاء أكلت حلوى.
نعم. هو أكل سمك ولبن، أكل حلوى، نام بدون غطاء. هذه المجموعة ماذا حدث؟
السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام. كيف الحال؟
الحمد لله، بس أشعر بالألم في بطني.
ألم في بطنك. ماذا أكلت؟
أكلت السمك واللبن وحلوى.
هذا كثير.
تبولي.
في حرارة؟
نعم، عندي حرارة.
هذا خطير. أوكي. خذ هذا الدواء.
شكرا.
You may think, great, watching somebody else's video of their teaching techniques again, but how does this look in a content classroom at Northern High School with our population of students? I'd like you to watch the video of Katie Unruh teaching a physical science class right here at Northern High School with students who are all just in their second year of schooling in United States schools. Again, flip your paper over and use the viewing guide to write down strategies that you see Miss Unruh using that are similar to the ones you saw the professor in Arabic using in the video you just watched.
So milliliters measure volume. So what do you have to do here? You have to multiply. So what's our final answer then? 200 times 11. What's our unit? Mass. Grams. Okay, that'll be density, mass, volume. Okay, we know we have 2.7, we know we have 100. So, Ibrahim, what do I do? I multiply, good. Okay, so what is our question, Tanya? Okay, and Danielson, what's your answer? Which? So we're looking for mass. So which has more? Metal A or metal B? So which has more mass? Metal A or metal? Okay, so we'll start with that and then we need a full sentence. So metal A. What about metal A? Let's use the question. Metal A. Good. Metal A has more mass. Okay, and that's our answer. Metal A has more mass. So let's think about this. Here's our two metals. I have some samples of these two metals. All right, so if I tell you this is steel, it's very dense. This is aluminum. It's not dense. Okay? So right here, I have 100 grams of steel, and I have 100 grams of aluminum. So the aluminum has what? More volume. So if you have less density, what happens to your volume? Same mass, the volume. So this is less dense. So as density decreases, the volume increases. Okay? So we could also not do math and just explain. We know if we have less density, we have to have more volume to get the same mass. Okay? So Ibrahim, do you feel those? Are they the same? No? Which one is heavier? Okay, so Ibrahim says, even with this difference, this one still has more mass. So we have to get even tinier to make up that difference. Okay. Yesterday, we said for liquids, what do we know? If I have these two liquids, alcohol and water. Okay? First, are these the same substance? No, they're different. Different density, what does that tell us? Do we have the same substance or a different substance? We have a different substance. So we have a different density, then we have a different substance. Okay. So here, all right, I want here to put 100 milliliters of both. Is it going to balance? No. Okay, so which will have more mass? Water. Why, Marisol? What is it about the water? Same volume. So So if I have 1 milliliter, how many grams? Okay, here for alcohol, if I have 1 milliliter, how many grams? 0.82, right? So less mass for the same volume. Okay. All right. I want you to use that information on your quiz. Okay. So we're going to take about. And Hedvin, can you see from there? Yeah. Okay. I want you guys to open to a new page in your notebook. Okay, so in your notebook, we're going to do properties of matter. All right, so properties of matter. So this is on a new page. Okay, and the first thing that we need is some vocabulary. So what do we call this? And does anyone know in English? Look, it's a little bit here. Okay, I can stick it to metal. We call it a magnet. Okay, so that's a magnet. All right, and this substance right here, okay, this brown substance, this is iron. Okay, so we're going to write iron, and we're going to talk about properties. Okay, so one thing is the color. So what did we say, Tanya? What's the color of this? Brown. So it's brown, almost black. So we could say that brown, and we can add an ish. Brownish, black. All right, brownish black. What else? What happens with iron and a magnet? What happens? Can you guys see that? What happens? I can make the iron move. Okay? You guys see that? So here, yeah. And in fact, what do you think will happen if I take this magnet and I hold it over this? What happens? It picks it up. Okay, so we can see that. Well, how would we describe that, what we saw, what we see? We would say iron. Okay, so you want to say, so what picked up? Okay, so the magnet picked up, and what did it pick up? We called it the iron.
Was it iron?
Okay, good. So the magnet picked up the iron. Good. All right, what else? What's another property? Is this solid? What do you think? Is it a solid or a liquid? It's a solid. Okay, so it's solid. What temperature is it right now? What do you think? I know it's dying. What temperature? We would say room temperature, even though it's a lot warmer than a normal room. We would say it's room temperature, okay? So it's solid at room temperature.
One final step is to learn 7 key strategies and implement 2 of them to provide an effective learning environment for the English language learners that are in your class. If you would take out of your materials folder, you'll find in there the 7 key strategies, and I'm not going to read them to you. I'll let you read them for yourself. To receive credit for this training, I'm asking you would implement 2 of these strategies in your classroom, and then write a reflection paper indicating the strategies that you chose and their effect on learning in the classroom. Please email this final reflection to me. There's also a resource page in your folder with links to sites that can be extremely helpful to you in working with language learners. One in particular that I would bring to your attention is the central.dpsnc.net ESL Resources Toolkit. In there you'll find glossaries, graphic organizers, links to translation services, and just so many things that are valuable to you when working with an ESL student. I hope this training was beneficial. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to assist you in any way I can in or out of the classroom. Thank you for your time and your commitment to the ESL students at Northern High School.